Hello guys and welcome to the Musings of Maverick channel. This is your host Maverick here, and that's right guys, today we are hopefully going to be starting a new series right now, right near the end of the season actually, and that is of course Vivy. Since this is actually the start of a new series, I like to do my usual thing, which is give some perhaps new time viewers an introduction here. I'll always style my videos into 3 different parts, like the opening, the beginning, I'll have like this introduction part or a recap. In the middle will be my blind reactions, and then finally at the very end I will have my musing section, which is more of a review section, talking about the episode at hand, what I felt about it, some of the concepts that it goes over, how it rolls in with the overall theme of the anime, that kind of stuff, right? I do tend to believe that, that adds a little bit more oomph to the videos. I'm not really just a, oh my god, what is that reaction kind of guy, alright? So if that's what you're looking for, I don't think that's, this is really the place to get that. And not to mention, this anime, I don't really think is suited for that kind of reaction in the first place, right? So, in any case, they'll all be labeled down below, so you can just choose to whichever point you want, jump whatever part you want, and watch from there. Now, of course, so this is the start of the series. Now, actually, Vivy was on my list of anime I wanted to watch for this season. At the start of each season, I will have my finalized list and whatnot. Vivy was one that just barely did not make the list, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm busy with normal life and whatnot. I don't really want to stress myself out too much. Watching anime and whatnot, doing these videos, this is a hobby after all, it's not a job. So I decided, you know what, it's an original, I don't want to risk it at this point, I can leave it for later. If the reception is good, I can pick it up later on, and that is exactly what we're doing right now, right? It seems that so far, people, and including some of my longtime viewers, have been telling me, go watch Vivy, it's great. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do here, right? So hopefully I will enjoy it. Now, again, just to reiterate some of the things that I did mention while I was looking through this work at the first time, some things did catch my eye, right? Now, obviously, it is a music anime. I love music animes, and this one also... Well, I have to say that the synopsis of it kind of gave me some doubts, right? Like, talking about AI set in the future in music anime, I'm instantly reminded of Carol and Tuesday, which, some people will think is great, a masterpiece and all that. Personally, it wasn't exactly to my liking, especially later on in the latter half of the season where they really went a little bit far into the political discourse and all that, and not very good ones either. So I was a little bit disappointed there, right? So I guess you could say that I was kind of tentative about this particular work because of that. So we'll have to see how exactly it ties in, if it is like that at all. I believe in this one, the AI is used not for songwriting, but for the actual singer, right? So we'll have to see about that part. It certainly ties in with the sort of YouTuber culture that is very prominent in Japan recently, and I guess also the Vocaloid culture that has been prominent in Japan since the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, something of that sort. 15? 20 is maybe pushing it, maybe 15, right? The golden age of Nico Nico, right? So anyways, beyond that, it's an original work, so obviously you want to take a look at who is writing the script and who's creating it. And of course, being a music work, the sound director is also very important as well. And, it features some pretty prominent names for this as well. The writer for this is actually Tappei-san, who is the writer for ReZero. I feel like he might be a little bit hit and miss for some, but, the hype is definitely there, right? And then, of course, directing the sound is Jin-san, who is, like, one of the biggest sound directors, sound producers in the industry right now, and has been for the last, again, like 10, 15 or so years or whatnot. So, generally, his work is considered to be very, very rock solid to exceptional. So, definitely no problems there. But, to me, that wasn't, well, obviously as a music anime, that's important, right? But definitely the biggest question to me is in the script writing and how well it can be utilized, right? How well the story is going to go. The seiyus, all industry veterans and whatnot. I don't have anything particular to add there. They're all, like I said, veterans. I don't have a particular favorite from these seiyus. So yeah, with that in mind, and also, I believe the the singing is not done by the seiyus either, right? Just some preliminary information that I got. So we'll have to see how exactly it goes with that. So without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. Show me something good, baby. I also heard that this was actually a project 6 years in the making, or something of that sort. I mean, potentially could have been delayed by COVID and all that, but... Oh, already. Huh. Definitely more so on the Vocaloid side of things. I will be muting the sounds during the... Oh, wait, what? War is happening at this point? I guess that's an AI? Huh? This is... That's a stark contrast between what's being sung and what's being shown here, right? Oh. I guess maybe that would be... Alright. I should probably not feel so amused by all this death and carnage around here. But... So... Are they at war? With a foreign power? Is this a human versus AI kind of struggle? These are definitely AI, right? And these are humans? This guy's a human, I'm presuming? I mean, I'm guessing those that have like a red thing here are AI. Single. Okay. That's certainly a way to introduce the anime, isn't it? My code to make it. Like Prime Directive or something like of that sort? Yeah, like Prime Directive. Alright. Would they really be okay, suddenly. Huh. So they still have like normal songs as well, but also Vocaloid songs? Why does her voice sound like she reminds me of Ononoki, actually, from the Monogatari series. She sounds so much like Hayami Saori. But obviously it's not her. Alright, so yeah, all AIs have that. Although, I'm looking at the top left corner. And why... Like... Execution time, on time. There's like 1.5 minutes left until it reaches execution time? Really? The first autonomous AI, eh? $40 more seconds? Ah, okay. That's okay. That's what that is. Hmm? Oh. The heck? Huh? Oh, this is certainly trippy. So I guess this is their link to the central brain or something of some sort. Bandwidth in this era? Okay. Okay. So, was that slaughter scene from the future? Like, a sort of AI uprising happens 100 years into the future. And, what that professor, that doctor, maybe that Matsumoto guy, did at the very end of that was to send the program back to the past. Yeah. Yeah. So, as I just said, that was 100 years in the future. AI uprising. And then that guy, that professor at the very end who was killed was probably Matsumoto, right? I'm actually kind of surprised that she has like an actual normal bed, though. That's probably the most. That's actually the thing that I was trying to focus on and concentrate on. She really reminds me of Ononoki a lot, like, and her expressions and the way that she operates, even her voice. And actually, also reminds me of Violet Evergarden as well, a little bit. Ooh, she seriously dashed there. Woof! Wait, there's literally like 5 seconds left. Wait, is this the guy in the future? You know what? I bet this actually happened in the future as well. Or I guess in the past. The dude actually said that because he knows that Vivy would do that. Right? Otherwise she'd be changing the future. How did you know? Okay. Now. Why does nobody ask why Diva knows about that? Alright.
初めてメインステージに立った感想はどうです？言っときますけど、100年後の戦争の時はこんな騒ぎじゃ済みませんよ。あなたが仕掛けたわけではありませんよね。またそんなこと。明日の宝くじの当選番号でも言います？本当にあなたは未来から来たんですか？本当です。あなたにはこれを防いでもらいたいんですよ。私の使命は歌でみんなを幸せにすることです。だから AI は一つの使命に準じること。
I mean, I guess technically, people need to survive in order for her to make people happy by singing, right? So she kind of bend the rules. There we go. There we go. So, like, by twisting things a little bit, she isn't really doing things. Oh? Isn't that what the guy? Oh, so huh. So, she's already sort of changed the future a little bit. Matsumoto, right? Shouldn't... Okay, so wait, what? Hmm. Pa pa! Was protected. Once again. Alright. Alright, and this is also, oops, the first time we see we hear the ending song. Or opening song, right? Not quite sure. So I will sit for this for the first time. No, I do like it. I do like it, right? I think definitely the first episode was set up in a way that really brought viewers in. Not to mention the main character, Vivy. She's quite the intriguing character as well. Although we can talk more about that after the end of this. Oh wait, so this is just gonna be a pure instrumental? Apparently so. I want to take a quick look at the, the naming of the insert songs and whatnot, though, which should be like maybe in the next one. Happy Together, AI vocal, My Code, Vivy. Yeah, it seems that the vocalists are other people, not the actual seiyus that are voicing the characters. Which is honestly kind of disappointing to me, but, oh well. Alright, so that's that, and I'll see you guys after this. Alright guys, that was the first episode of Vivy, and I will say, it definitely caught my attention, right? There's definitely something about a series that opens up with death and carnage and whatnot, and then, immediately allows us to get into the view of the main character, and so on and so forth. So that is definitely something that that it did right, and I am intrigued by this premise at this moment in time. It does also kind of remind me a lot of the the classic sci-fi movies, especially those related with AI. This is a common topic in lots of sci-fi movies, but there's a reason why it's so common, right? Because we love it. A lot of masterpieces are made using this same premise, right? You have elements of the Terminator series, you have elements of Matrix, I guess, and I don't know, like iRobot or something of that sort. A lot of this kind of stuff here, right? And it definitely falls into this kind of weird this kind of weird point where you are an AI, but you're trying to stop other AI from eradicating humans, and that kind of stuff, right? And maybe eventually we'll get into this philosophical discussion as to why aren't you joining your brethren? Why doesn't AI stick with AI to kill off all the humans and whatnot? And hey, we don't even know like the exact reason for that, right? There's multiple different reasons that could be done. Like for instance, there was a common one is, for the protection of humankind, we need to, enslave them or kill off a large portion of the population so that humanity as a species can survive, right? Like that kind of stuff. Or maybe it's just a normal uprising, I don't know, like maybe they are hyper focused on one mission, and because that one mission can be obstructed by humans, the logical conclusion was to remove humans, something of that sort and whatnot. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on in the future, to see those kind of elements being put into here. Now, obviously, as a sci-fi series and as one dealing with time travel as well, things can get messy, right? But I do feel like this is probably a series where the time travel thing is not a major point within the series, so I think perhaps we can just accept it as is and, just get over it, right? Like just completely forget about it. In case, because if you really want to go through all that, then you have this entire cause and effect kind of relationship, violation of causation, that kind of thing. Like for instance, Vivy saving the congressman here or assemblyman here. I mean, even though I guess I went back and rewatched the wording, so apparently the guy did not die due to that bomb. He died later that night, right? But he did suffer like burns and injuries, right? So you would assume that perhaps he was killed in a different place than as he was here, right? Here he seems to be in one of his hideout locations or whatnot, whereas if he did receive like severe burns and injuries and whatnot, he would most probably be spending the night at the hospital. So in essence, history has already changed in a way. So how they can still keep on continuing to go through these exact same happenings, right? Still having an assassination right at this night, though at an entirely different place. No, that definitely raises some questions, no doubt, but I don't think that's the focal point of this series. So if that's the case, then I'll also try to do my best to ignore that as well, right? Some things you need to just assume as part of the story, right? Just as a basic setting, as a basic premise, otherwise we're not really going to get anywhere. Now, the basic setting itself, I mean, no, asking this apparent singer to save the world or whatnot, like, there's definitely some interesting questions here, like why her? So obviously she has some sort of relationship with the professor from the future, right? Like maybe he was a professor, that professor while he was young was inspired by Vivy or whatnot, like inspired by her singing and so on and so forth, and that's why he has a special place in his heart for her. He thinks that she can do all this. Definitely the sort of correlation between her mission and this new mission that has been entrusted upon her. Also, you know, with a little bit of mental gymnastics, you can kind of sort of merge them, right? Her main mission is to make people happy for her singing. Well, if nobody exists in the future, then how can she make anyone happy, right? I guess in this kind of twisted roundabout way, you can say that it fits her mission as well. So I think that's what they were trying to go for at the very end here as well. So that in itself is quite clever. Vivy, at this point, also seems to be a pretty interesting character, right? She definitely seems to me a mix of Ononoki from the Monogatari series and also Violet Evergarden from the Violet Evergarden series, right? She seems to have a mixture of both, right? So the way that she speaks, you know, the weird poses and all that, definitely reminds me of Ononoki, whereas the fact that she has this normal, like cold expression, you know, not very good at communication, being overtly polite and whatnot, definitely reminds me of Violet Evergarden as well. And heck, I mean, check out some of the moves that she did in this episode, right? Like, singer? No, she should be like a bodyguard or something of that sort. Yeah, like, why the hell does a singer have to have, like, hand-to-hand combat abilities, right? I mean, technically it wasn't hand-to-hand combat, but she did pull off some moves that did kind of border on, more so on, you know, actual martial arts training and so on and so forth. So that's also a question mark as well. But I mean, heck if it isn't cool, right? The music, it's still hard to say like how much music is going to be prominent throughout. Like, I mean, obviously it's going to be prominent. She is a singer, right? I'm just not sure if this is going to be one of those series where we can get like insert songs every single episode or whatnot, and if they really have a significant tie-in with the story at hand. So that's something that I guess should be explored a little bit further. At this point though, just based on the premise and based on the characters, I gotta say I like it. I definitely do. And you know, that dude from the future, I think he wants to be called Matsumoto, right? The developer's name. Definitely, you know, he's a blast as well to listen to. So I mean that's quite fun, right? I quite like the interaction between those two. Definitely brings off some pretty hectic and pretty fun vibes overall. So yeah, I am digging this right now, so it does seem to be shaping up to be a great series. Obviously, this is just episode 1 though. We'll still have to continue on, see how deep it actually gets onto some of the topics at hand and whatnot, and whether it, you know, continues the story at a good pacing and with, you know, logical outcomes. Like one of the main things, like one of my pet peeves is when the characters get themselves into situations or react in a certain way just to progress the storyline. Well, we'll have to see, right? Because this is an original anime, there's no other thing that we can base this on. So we'll just have to see how exactly it continues in the future. So yeah, anyways, definitely enjoying this first episode, and I will continue to be watching the next few as well. At this point in time, probably it will be on, I'm not quite sure. Like, I'm definitely not going to be catching up to the current episode anytime soon. I'm still going to operate at my own pace, probably an episode a week or maybe 2, another one on the weekend if I have the time to squeeze it in or whatnot. But definitely by the end of the season, once all the other series start wrapping up and whatnot, I will be binging through the series more and more and pumping out the videos a lot more, right? Hopefully I'm not going to like, definitely my goal for this is to finish it before the start of the next season, right? So at least we have that in mind. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if I missed anything particular throughout. I think I caught most of the things, but obviously if there were some references from the future and, you know, that need to be shifted to the past and whatnot, I mean, like, just let me know, right? Just let me know. I do try to go through and comb through the series to see anything that caught my eye or some parts that maybe I wasn't quite, I thought there was something there or whatnot. But if I did miss anything, do let me know. And, but please don't spoil me, right? Because I am watching this from episode 1, whereas most people here are on, I guess, episode 10, 9, or something like that, right? So please, no spoilers. But with that being said, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.